Hello, and welcome to the TheDimStream on my own personal channel. Moving from the Token Minority Report and Unsafe Space over here, I'm Beverly. I'm not your minority anymore because we're rebranding. But Alex will still be here next week, and I've got a cat coming behind me. Alex will be here next week, but I figured this would be a good time to test this on a new channel when I'm probably going to be talking to no one. So some good practice here. So let me get some stuff up. All right. Well, I don't even know if anyone. Oh, wait, there are comments already. Take my Puma fist bump. Hi, Paul. Hi, Eloise. Hi, George. Wow, more people here than I expected. That's already 3. I did not expect that at all. Paul, let me know. Juliet said that we still have you on for tomorrow, but we're doing it at 7 p.m. Eastern, correct? I hope so, because that would be mucho better for me. Devon, hi. And Alex is here. Okay, so she's not streaming, but she is here in chat. So hello, welcome. Wow, it's like 5 different people. That's very exciting for me. Devon, you will have no idea because Alex and I have been streaming on a different channel and now we're moving it to here. So this is my first time live streaming on my own channel, which is still youtube.com/the-sorceress-princess. I found out today, thanks to Eloise, that I can technically change my handle now. They said that before I wasn't getting any notifications, but it finally came in, except the dim site is already taken by some account from 2008. That may or may not be one that I made. I don't know. And it doesn't look like it's been used ever. So I was trying to contact YouTube earlier to see if that can be changed, but it was difficult. And then I have to now we're through email because the live chat wasn't allowed to do stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. I might end up having, if I can't have just the dim side, I don't know what handle, if it should be underscore the dim side 45, because that's my favorite number. But I'm hoping I could just get the dim side. But for now, it's still, and I can't change my URL. It's just the handle. So the URL is still youtube.com/the-sorceress-princess indefinitely. Paul, yes. 5 p.m. is too early. But we'll see. I mean, well, a lot of things are going to be changing. I don't think I should be advertising. I don't share what all is public yet, but so we're going to be on Unsafe Space tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern with your friend Paul, Alex, Juliet, and me. But for now, I'm here to talk to you about, what am I here talking to you about? You know what? Forget the movies for a second. I also wanted to talk about how some farm updates. I kind of mentioned it on the book club on Unsafe Space, but this past week, Lemon Hope, the third goose that we got, has she's been getting along better with the other geese, which has been great because she's been attacked by them constantly, and then she just gets scared and runs away, which makes them want to attack more. But now she was in the one pool with Lemon Grab, and they were circling around, and eventually, because she was like, want to get some, and eventually he was like, all right, and then mounted her, and we still say her, still say she. I'm not sure. I have no idea. She could still be male and just confused because back in the day, Lemon Grab and Tui were both like on top of one another trying to figure out how to be a goose. But it's at least good that they're getting along better. They're trying to figure out their reproductive organs. And yesterday I was picking up each of the 4 geese and kissing them like I always do. Well, at least 2 of them. The other 2, Tui and Hope, do not like to be held. But as I was doing that, I realized that the baby, Lemon Drop, or Plop, as he's affectionately nicknamed, I think he's a boy. He is definitely the heaviest one out of all. He's got the biggest feet. He's around the same size, but he's the densest one. He is just so heavy. And I think it's a boy because he's like being more aggressive like Lemon Grab is, like when he's being protective and like trying to run at. My dad was here earlier, and so when my dad was walking away, Plop was just like running after him at his feet. Didn't actually do anything, but was just like chasing him from behind. So cute. Hi, Wallace. Damn, liberal media corrupting your gooses. Yeah. Thick. Yeah, Wallace. Plop is thick. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Yeah. Or is this gender? I don't know if that's a pun on gender because we don't know if it's a boy or not. Either way, it works. But yeah, so welcome. I don't know if I have other farm updates. Bunnies are always around. A cat was here yesterday. We think it probably has been hunting some of the bunnies. But yeah, other than that, same old, same old. So what's new with you guys? Thank you so much for coming over to this channel. I really appreciate it. And I'm sorry that Alex isn't here. I know she's the better of the two of us, and I'm sorry that she's not here. Aloise, do you eat ducks? I don't. Well, what have I had? I think I've had duck eggs a long time ago back in Chicago. I'm pretty sure I had some duck legs. And the weird thing about ducks is the scent that they just have on them. Like it lingers. It's different than geese. So it like lingers on your hands after you hold them. And I'm pretty sure it's the same smell that you get even after they've been cooked. Like I think it's the same smell that I remember from the duck legs that I've eaten. But maybe that's just my imagination. I could be making that up in my head, but they definitely have a strong odor that lingers on your hands. It's called a double enchilada. For those of you who aren't in the Discord, I have a Discord. Let me grab a link here. It is free to join, and I am definitely not monetized on YouTube, but I do have a subscribe star. So if you guys want to be part of that, you can donate monthly, or you can do one-time donations, which I like to call star chats. They're not super chats, they're star chats. Roast duck. Is it good? I see, I'm not opposed to eating geese and ducks generally. I just would never want to eat the ones that I know. And but that's the same way that I would feel about, like, I wouldn't mind eating a cat or a dog. I know that grosses people out, but like to me it's the same. I don't want to eat the ones that I know personally, but I would be okay with trying them out. Duck eggs taste better than chicken eggs. I haven't had any. MTM, and that's Mary Tyler Moult. And then DVD is Dick Van Dyke, for those of you who don't know. Mary Tyler Moult is the one who's blind in one eye. She's a Cayuga duck. And then DVD is the one who cannot walk. He's a runner. He's an Indian runner duck who cannot walk, sadly. But he's building up some leg power, so that's great. But I don't know if I've had duck eggs. We've had goose eggs, and they're like gigantic and creamy. And then we have a lot of chicken eggs everywhere. Oh, wow. A lot of people joining the Discord already. Nice. So I keep getting notifications. Well, thank you. Hello and welcome into the Discord. Well, we can keep talking about animals all day, but I can also get started onto the movie. Start off with what did I put on it? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I didn't even know that was a thing till the other day when it just popped up, and it's the new 2022 Netflix movie. So I figured it's October. I was trying to watch at least like on average one movie a day in October, and I ended up with 40 movies and the 2 TV series of Dahmer, which is a miniseries, and then Scream Queens, because Alex and I talked about that on previous streams. And a lot of the movies that I have listed on here too are ones that she and I have already talked about. But so I just wanted to put them on the list. And these cats will not stop. They're both being in here and being annoying. But Texas Chainsaw, yeah, I just happened to see that. And did I have? I think I had notes somewhere on it. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't care. Oh no, I did. Okay. So if you guys haven't seen that movie, I've seen. I don't even know which one. I think I've seen the original one. I think they've all just been called Texas Chainsaw Massacre too. The ones that I've seen. I think there was the original in the 70s, and then a reboot that had Dean from Supernatural. I can't think of his name right now. Jensen Ackles. I think he was in it. And then spoiler alert, like he's the main guy, and whatever things that he's like going through and stuff's happening in the mine. And then spoilers, he was the bad guy all along, I think is how that worked. I think that was Texas Chainsaw. It's been a long time since I've seen those ones. So I didn't rewatch those. I just watched this new one, and it actually had the girls, the one main girl. She's got like short curly hair. I don't know any of these actors' names, but she was from Happy Death Day to You, the sequel to Happy Death Day. And if you guys haven't seen those movies, highly recommend that. Like, those are on my list, and they were super fun. I love Happy Death Day. And the second one, I know that some people think like it's hit or miss, but I think they did get some continuity errors there, but it was a good. They're both good movies. I enjoyed both. And I think like they're funny. They have like a little bit of the horror, and it also had like emotional parts. I think I got teary eyed in the second one because she was like, maybe both of them too, because like her mom's dead, and so she has that whole drama going on. But definitely recommend. And they were both on Hulu. I don't know if they still are, but like the first one hasn't been on anything for a long time, so they were both on Hulu. But anyway, so the one girl, she's in it, and they started off. I was worried because they were like, I'm like, all right, you've got like they're the yuppies that they're coming into this Texas town, and so they're young and or they're like millennial age, and they're rich enough to like buy this new or this like old ghost town, and that they're gonna I think they're like selling it to other youngish people who are gonna like purchase stuff, and they're gonna try and gentrify it. But they come across like a few different terrible, Texan men, when they kind of had like I was worried because I didn't know how like feminist it might end up being with some of the things, but it wasn't. It ended up not being too bad, or at least like the main girl was like pretty annoying, but she ended up dying. So spoiler alert. wasn't super upset, I guess. What do I have here? Alice Krieg. Oh, right. Yeah, she played, I don't even know, Krieg? British. I think she's British woman. She played one of the old ladies. Like she was still in town. She still lived in the one house, and they're like, hey, you can't live here anymore. We bought this whole place. We have the property and blah, blah, blah. And so she was like, I'd been running this orphanage forever. And then her one boy, who is like, a fully grown man and never really showed his face, he's coming down the stairs, but she's like, oh, he's too upset. We don't, like he has issues. He can't leave. But then she's being kind of like ushered or like urged to leave, but then she gets sick and like has a heart attack or something, and so she has to go to the hospital, and the son goes with her, but she is the queen from, was it, I don't remember the name of it, but she's from A Christmas Prince with Rose McIver, whatever the name of that kingdom is. I watch way too many Christmas movies. I can't keep them all straight of all the different kingdoms, but she plays the queen, so it was weird to see her in just like such a lower status type of role. And I couldn't place her at first, though. Like I knew she looked super familiar. But that's right. So she was there, that whatever the main girl's name is, I don't remember anything. She had her sister who's like kind of weird, and like she has to be looked after more. And then you find out that the sister went through a school shooting, so then she's like not quite with it anymore. And I was worried. I'm like, how preachy are they going to be with this film? Because they're throwing in a few different things. So I was a little concerned. But I think they kind of made fun of some of the millennial type of things, because at one point when after the old lady dies, the son totally shockingly gets upset, and he goes on a rampage and kills everyone though. And he's the new Leatherface. Is that what they call him? I think he steals her face, and then because they're on the way, they're in the ambulance and on the way, and so he like kills everyone there. But when he gets on like to the bus with all of the people later, like all the young people, like he stands up in there, and then like they all get out their cell phones and they're just like live streaming it, and one guy's like, try anything and you're canceled, bro. And then that guy gets sliced in half with a chainsaw. So it was I think they were kind of making fun of that type of thing. Hello, Jake. Welcome. Wait, Alex says, when you get a chance, watch the opening of this video. Uh-oh, what video is that? He's Corey, but they followed through. What does that mean? He's Corey. All right, hang on. Let me watch. It won't let me link. I have to type in the video now. Oh, wait, maybe I can click it over here. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Oops, I just left YouTube though. Sorry, hold on, I'm boomering. Oh, this is going to Alex's stream. Okay. Oh, this is when you watch the opening? Okay, I was like, this is the 36-minute long video, Alex. I don't think we're gonna watch this whole thing. All right, let me share. You said the opening. Go. Why won't you go?
Aha! This?
I like we're streaming, watching Alex stream.
Hey!
I do love your music too, though. Just when you even have, you just like came out of nowhere.
Aha! This? Yep. Exit. Hey!
It's so jumpy. That was like such a sincere reaction too, though. Like your whole. Oh, thank you for that. That cracked me up. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not monetizing. It's gonna take forever. I don't have enough long form videos on, and you need 1,000 subs, nowhere near that, and 4,000 hours of watch time. But that's why I said, and it's up above in the chat there too, I am on Subscribestar, so you can donate monthly or just do one-time donations that I call star chats. Star chats. George, we were doing duck talk. If you want more, like you can ask questions about ducks and geese and chickens. I know probably the least about chickens. I don't hang out with them as much. They're not as like, I don't know, maybe it's harder to socialize with them because Lucy, the rooster, is a cock. So he does not really like us hanging out there. Thanks, Alex. Okay. Johnny boy, hello. Well, I'm gonna start streaming and watch you watching Alex. Yeah, I love that. And that's what JDA are. They always do like the stream sniping thing too when people are live stream. But I really like the I'm watching you, watching me, watching you, and just the never ending stuff. Oh yeah. Puma Fist. I didn't even expect him to be on there. And I thought like that was really funny. And his misunderstanding of like, oh, you guys are wasting money just to like make him angry. Like, no, you're supporting JDA. Like, you know that your money is going to JDA, someone who you care about and support. So it's not a waste when you think I want to support this person. Speaking of supporting, I've got a Subscribestar. I think it's just subscribestar.com/TheDimStream. I think it's pretty easy to get to that. Now I'm gonna just keep yeah, it is. Okay. Woohoo. I know my own URLs. He's a what? Who's a what? I don't know what we're talking about now. And then someone can react to this video reaction inception. Yes. Anyway, where was I at? We had oh, Lucy. Oh yeah, he's a cock. And it's okay. I'm not monetized. That's why I did the intro music. I'm just using some Star Wars music that I'm like, well, I'm gonna get copyright on that anyway, but it's not like I'm getting money, so don't super care. And that was the music that I used because if you look back in the old videos from like 2007, my friends and I did like sitcoms. We did a couple episodes of it, and then and a few different incarnations. One, we did like actual sitcom that I was inspired from Corner Gas, the Canadian sitcom, and then we did like a mockumentary style thing. And I don't remember if I ended up using the same music for both of that though. But I just definitely took some sort of what's it called? Remix of the Star Wars theme. Real peeps donate on Rumble. You're right. I meant to have Rumble up because I am streaming on Rumble too. And I don't even have that on here. I'm logged into Unsafe Space right now. I need to log into my personal one. Yikes. That's embarrassing. Oh, and he sent me one. I don't think I can put it on screen. Sorry. Christ. I know it's pronounced Christ, but I'm going to say Christ. It's got the 2 eyes. I just don't like as much. And I'm sorry, I can't put it on screen. Oh, you know what? I can screen share Rumble. I'm going to do it that way. So then I'm I'm going to inception myself by showing my own stream on my stream. And Chris says, send nudes. Good luck. And thank you for the $1. What are they called? What are they called on here? Rumble. Because Rumble rants are the normal thing. I don't know what they actually call these. Just a rant? I guess it's just a monetized rant. I don't know the names of it, but thank you for it. It says, don't cancel me, bro. All right, look at me go. Judge Lot, hello. All right, hang on. Let me read these comments. Johnny Boy, do you prefer to be called Mrs. Dimside or the Sorcerer's Princess? I'm not married, so just be Miss or Ms. And the is important on there. So you just have to say the whole thing. The Dimside or the Sorcerer's Princess. You know what? I can just like own it again because the Sorcerer's Princess is what I went with so long when I was like 13, 14-ish on the text RPGs. And whatever else online. So that's just what I used for everything. And nickname is TSP, teaspoon and stuff. So I like that. So you know what? I'll take any of them. Anything is good. Judge Lot was watching Alex stream the third level Inception. Yes. PG Party with Paul and Juliet had more viewers in Rumble than Twitch for the first time last night. Wow, congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah, Rumble, I don't know exactly. We're planning on, hopefully, I'm planning at least on doing some Rumble only stuff too. And it'll be like news and politics and things. Cause I don't want to do that on YouTube. I want to stay away from, because 1, I'm going to get banned. And 2, I'd rather just like separate those things. If I don't know who all might want to see like pop culture stuff and not care about that. So, but I will start doing Rumble only ones there I hope it continues to build up. So congratulations. Super Heat, Super Chat. I like Super Heat. That's like the one movie I watched called Super Hot. It was a horror film, and Super Hot was the name of a pizza place. So I don't think that it's like sexy. Yeah, MX side. That's what you need to call me. Miss. I don't even know how to say that. Mix side. What's my Rumble? I think it's. Here, I'll just give the direct link, but I think it's just the dim side. I think it let me choose the dim side. Yes, it appears to have. Okay, let me press this. So on Rumble, I get to, but when I copy it, it changes it over to C/C1966824. Let me retype that in as just rumble.com/thedimside. Oh, I can't even spell my own name right. The dimside. www. Put in the HTTPS. If that works. I don't know if that works as a link. Oh, Alex already found it. Mr. Sparkle Gleam, hello. Everyone go to Rumble. Well, then I have to look over at Rumble. Your friend Paul. They're just called Rumble, says Chris on there. Okay, well, I've got both up. I will look at both. I just wish StreamYard, people should like yell at StreamYard. It'd be nice if you collected the Rumble chats so I didn't have to like go back and forth. That's just the worst. Anyway, where was I in this dumb Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie? So, yeah, it was nice when a lot of the yuppie people got murdered. So that was cool. To like 12 people now. Thank you guys for watching. You know, because that's like around what we were having on Safe Space. So that's great that you guys all came over here. I appreciate it. I'll say too that they did this Texas Chainsaw was like Halloween, where it wasn't just a reboot that they did. The first one existed in the 70s, and then they I don't know, whoops, I didn't mean to have that up. So, and then they kind of did a sequel of it. And then here they had the main girl from the only survivor in the original one. She came back, like they're at least referenced, and then she came back at one point. And so they have to have the whole like Sarah Connor vibe. Is that the right character from from Terminator, where like, okay, in Halloween, Laurie has been prepping for this for 40 years and then she still sucked at it, like still really annoyed by that. And then so this girl too, whatever her name was, I didn't catch anyone's names. I think someone's name was Lila. I think the sister's name was Lila. And I think that's all I remember. But so like the woman from the first movie, she's, you know, however many years later, and so she's been like, I think she joined the Rangers or something though, so she's all a tough broad and stuff. So they just keep kind of doing, and I'm not against that, you know. I like a woman power thing. With her, they didn't make it like a big deal. It was just kind of like, yeah, she went through this, and now she's tough. So that made sense. But I just thought it was funny that like everyone's doing that now though too. It's like, oh, here are the survivors from this movie from 40 some years ago, and now you're just going to be a badass here. Oh, but she wasn't even the main character in it because they had like other, you know, the new girls. I have a note on here that says, why do human serial killers / mass murderers never die? Yeah, because I think the way they had alluded to it, I don't know if this Leatherface was supposed to be the same one from back in the day. Like they were very unclear with who it was. They were just saying like he's either the new Leatherface or just a Leatherface. Oh, great. Wow, I already have some sort of sex bots. 69mega.com. Tired of being alone? We'll help you. That's really nice. Thank you. I wasn't alone. I wasn't feeling alone until you brought it up. So thank you. Thank you for that. That's great. Oh, thanks, Alex. Let me look over here. We got Chris, your friend Paul, and Moss William over on Rumble now. Thank you, Mr. Lot 2. Wonder who you are. Said $5 for the $5 rum. What am I calling these? What's a word that's like that means super but starts with R? Radical. I'm just over the radical rants. I created a Rumble account for you, Beverly. I hope you're happy now. I'm very happy about that. Thank you, Mr. Lot 2. That's so sweet, you know? And it's a good choice, though. I deserve it. But thank you so much. I have no idea how I get money from Rumble, so that's going to be something I'll have to look into later. The radical Rupert rant. Oh, it'll just be like a Scooby-Doo thing. Rupert. There are 10 watching on Rumble. Wow. Okay. Look at you guys go. Your friend Paul says, "Take that, Puma Fist." Oh, I forgot. I need to screen share this so then that way you guys can see the super chat since I can't actually put them on StreamYard. Can I? Whoop. I'm just going to zoom in on my face. Yep, that's what I wanted. I don't know how to. On my laptop, I can just like slide things over with the touchpad, and on here, I don't know how to do it with like an actual mouse and keyboard. So I don't understand. But you can see it on the side. Got Mr. Lot, and then you got your friend Paul. Take that, Puma Fist. I feel bad because like I didn't even know like that was the first time I had ever spoken to that guy, and I love saying Puma Fist out. Oh, Paul, you don't know how to get Rumble money either. Odyssey automatically puts it into your bank account. Huh. Well, I don't know how I feel about that, but I guess it's like a direct deposit. So I'll have to figure out how Rumble works. But hey, you know what? I just made more, like I'm profiting now because I paid $10 a month to be able to live stream it on Rumble, and I got 11. So hooray. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right, let me stop sharing there for now. Can we loot it for spare parts? What are we looting? Clearly my memory is really bad. I don't even remember what we were talking about. I remember Rumble. I remember the bot coming in. I need like specifics. I need a specific noun on there because I'm not going to remember what I was talking about 10 seconds ago. All right, back to this movie. Oh, so the thing, I'm like serial killers and mass murderers, however you want to call it, because when you're killing all in one night, you're a mass murderer. It's not like serial killer. I think more time, or a spree killer. But serial killer, you have to have like the time matters as far as like when you murder people, like what you're considered. Serial killer, you have to be at least 3 to be considered a serial killer. That's why I think Ed Gein, although he probably did murder more people, he technically, I think, was only ever convicted of 2. So technically I don't think he'd be considered a serial killer, but he just like grave robbed and then like used their skin and stuff to make furniture or something like that, if I recall correctly. So but in movies, whether or not they're it's supposed to be like fantasy or sci-fi or whatever, like they if they expect to have a sequel, they always make the person supernatural in some way. And it really bothers me because like in this movie, what happened? The guy got shot with a shotgun a couple times. I think he got chainsawed at one point, and he just never completely died. And I just don't understand. It really bothers me that like because the whole point, I think Alex and I talked about this before too, about how like what's that people say that serial killer movies, they're scarier because they're more realistic, or like, you know, like a ghost or a zombie thing that doesn't happen. Aliens maybe, but like serial killers, oh, it's scary because this could actually happen in real life. But like, well, but in real life, when you shoot someone with a shotgun a couple times or chainsaw him, he's probably not going to get back up, at least in the same way. Maybe he can survive, but he's not going to get back up and start attacking you again. So I just get really bothered by that. Yeah. Okay, my notes do say he was shotgun shot multiple times, chainsaw hit, still survived. Yeah, see? I feel the same way that I did during the time that I had watched that movie. But I will give credit, like I said, that they killed all the annoying people in the movie instead of keeping alive the cool feminist people, or like even the black guy had died. I wasn't sure whether they were going to do that. So, Eloise says another word for super is smashing. Call the Rumble chat smashing chats. I was trying to think of something that's started with R though, because it's Rumble. Hear the squeaky door in the background. That's why I was trying to, like I keep thinking like ridiculous, rambunctious. These aren't things that are like the radical's the only thing I can think of. I'll keep going forever and never think of something. George says the guy that killed Versace was a spree killer. Someone killed Versace? Yeah. Who is this a different like is that the right spelling? Is this like different than the Versace what's it called, fashion company? Versaci. I'm not seeing. I see a Twitter account. I don't know. I can't find it. Find out the spree killer's name though. Yeah. So I mean, I think I remember learning. I think it was in my criminal justice class in high school. We learned the different parts of, or like different names for types of killers. He killed 4 random people okay, so it is Versace. Oh, I know. I didn't even know that he was murdered. Versace murder. Gianni Versace. His Giovanni Maria Versace. Maria can be a man's middle name in Italian. He was the founder of Versace. Huh, I really stuck on his middle name being Maria. Death. Okay, on the morning of 15 July 1997, Versace took a walk on Ocean Drive to retrieve his morning magazines. Usually Versace would have an assistant walk from his home. Versace attorney. Miami Beach. When a man dressed in a gray t-shirt, black shorts, and white hat and carrying a backpack shot him in the head at point blank range with a .40 caliber Taurus PT 100. He was pronounced dead at Jackson. So who was the guy? Of Andrew Cunanan. Andrew Cunanan. This is the guy. Speaker who murdered 5 people over 3 months from April. See, yeah. So then he murdered 5 people though, but is not considered maybe he is still considered. Maybe they overlap. Maybe serial killers can also be spree killers. But yeah, spree killer doesn't even have to be like that immediate. This was over 3 months, and he's considered spree killer. That's why I think serial killers, it can be like years, and they do it. Oh, hey, he's Filipino American. youngest of 4 children. That's why he looked like he was some sort of minority there. Modesto kind of Filipino. At least his dad was Filipino American. Well, that makes him, some sort of, some sort of part Filipino. Well, just goes to show you, can't trust us Filipinos. Okay, need to check Rumble again. So much going on over there. Let me redo this. Sharing it here. There's stuff going on in the Discord. I keep getting notifications. I can't read those right now. You guys are too chatty. Okay. Let me go back up here. Am I sharing? No. I don't know how to paid for stuff. So Mutter Fetcher, it used to be $100 a month. Oh, really? To do on Rumble? Gosh, I would not do that. $10 is already kind of stretching it. But then like Rumble, you need to have your own like streaming service though, and I was gonna look up into like OBS Studio or whatever, like those things, but it requires you to have like good internet, and I don't trust my internet to stay solid. So like if it drops out, then like the whole thing drops out. So StreamYard is just safer. So then I asked Carter if I could use Unsafe Spaces StreamYard for it too, so he gave the okay. So I'm just using that. Saving that $25 a month for StreamYard, and then the $10 a month for Rumble. So, but I figured Rumble is worth it to try and live stream on here. Paul, you're asking what movie? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Is that what you're talking about? I'm a nerd. And thank you for the Rumble, right? The Rupert Rumble rant. Rumble retards unite. Oh yeah. Paul and Juliet, who's on Unsafe Space, that they do Wednesday shows at 11 p.m. Eastern on do you have the link somewhere, Paul? I shared it, I think last Friday, but I don't remember what it is. Hang on, let me find your friend Paul. Oh yeah, you could just get like your name. So that's nice. That's nice that you get your name. Post it in Rumble and on the YouTube one. Yes, so there's Paul Echo. Is that your real last name? EKKO? If so, that is sweet. All right. So many chats. I mean, not complaining. It's just hard to keep up with. Let's see. Mr. Lot too. Thank you again for the Rumble Rupert rant. I don't even know. I'm just gonna keep calling him super chats by accident. Due to G-Man's absence, I'm picking up some simping slack. And yes, you definitely have to be with Filipinos. Yeah. Oh, I didn't actually send. Oh wait, it's like telling me I need to pay. There we go. Now I put in Rumble. Real last name. You're so lucky. I get Beverly Clark, the most basic white name ever. So, but then it's my name. Even when I thought about like changing it, I don't know. That'd be weird. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Alrighty. Well, what else did I have to say about this? Yeah, the serial killer thing in movies bothers me. They did kill off all the annoying people, and yeah, it was not that. It was okay, I guess I'll say though. Like, it wasn't as terrible as I expected. So, JDA is here. I thought you were doing some other roundtable stream. Did that get finished? How did that go? Tell me everything. I'm waiting. No, I was just trying to go back and forth. I guess what I can do is, let me see if I can do this. I have it's a 32-inch monitor, but I like to full screen everything. So let me just resize stuff and, oh, where did it go? Okay, there we go. Okay, now I can read both things. It's actually, should have done that before. So what are these other movies? Let me list to you the 40 movies that I have watched, and then I'm not gonna like go through detail of everything, but I just figured I don't have anything else to talk about outside of just saying a little bit of the movies that I've watched. Smiley face killers. The town that dreaded sundown. Sound-down. The town that dreaded sundown. Bloodfest. Killer High. Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus 2. And yes, I'm going to count those as horror movies because I asked my friends yesterday when we were watching a bad ninja movie for November, that it counts as a children's horror. So I allowed it. Wolf of Snow Hollow. Truth or Die. Super Hot. Fear Farm. Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight, which is, I think it was dubbed from an Italian movie. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Countdown. The Rental. Pumpkinhead. Trick. Dreamcatcher. Lights Out. Grimcutty. Hereditary. VelociPastor. ThanksKilling. Curse of Bridge Hollow. That was also a children's horror movie. But that one was it was a Netflix thing, so they kind of like rode the line on some dialogue stuff. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Halloween Kills. Us. Halloween Ends. Spree. The Haunting of Murder House. Triangle. Fright Night. Death of Me. Sorority Row. Abandoned. Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day to You. Haunted Mansion. Watch that one. I'm counting that as another children's horror movie. Well, we were carving pumpkins the other night. Poultrygeist. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And No Exit. And then again, the Dahmer miniseries and Scream Queens. That was the fourth time that I watched that through. But yeah, let me see what's going on Rumble. Paul says that he upgraded a $50 StreamYard just so you could pull a clean audio file of Juliet to make sound drops out of. They have a $50 one on there? Whoa, wait. Why can't you pull it? You can do, I thought you could do that with a $25 one. Maybe Carter has like the upgraded version, and I don't know. I'm not aware of it. Did you? Oh, you were using audio clips on here when she wasn't there, so that you had her saying something. If that's so, that's true. If that's true, that's hilarious. If that's so, then it's true, and if it's true, then it's hilarious. Mutter Fetcher says, my wife made me watch that Curse of Bridge Holland trash. Yeah, so it was showing up on Netflix, and it definitely like, here's this like children's movie. It had kind of the same vibe as like Halloween Town and stuff on Disney, but they also had like some risque stuff where like, I think they had some swearing in it. So it was kind of like a 90s, children's thing or something where like, oh, they say shit in it. But it was, I don't know. I can't remember the specifics now, but like it was weird how they just kind of, it made me think that it was like children's enough that like, oh, you'd be like 10 or under that you could watch this. But no, like now you're like, they have some risque stuff and swearing though, where I'm like, I don't know, like what your demographic goal is supposed to be here, Netflix. I thought it was kind of fun, but again, my bar is very, very low when watching like especially horror stuff, because usually I'm like watching all the bad things anyway. But it was just like, okay, for like a kid's movie, it was a little uncomfortable, but it was all right. I think there was a part, where is it? Didn't I write something else? Oh, I liked the line that they had in it. They said the one guy was talking to the dad, and they were talking about because the neighbor was doing the theme was Walking Dead, and then they were talking about how like, oh, they jumped the shark when they killed Glenn, and I was like, yes. And I know in the comics like that was Glenn had to die to like kind of start everything else that went on for the rest of it, but it was just like he was the only character I liked really outside of Daryl. And so once Glenn died, I was like, nope, I'm out. That was literally the last episode, I think in season 6 that I watched, and I was done forever. I'm just like, no. And especially reading like Walking Dead, you're going to be the same thing for even though the producers said that it's really just about them continuing on, dealing with the zombie world until they die. And it was just kind of like, well, I like the goal there. Like, if they're just going to die, why am I watching this? There's nothing really going on. Paul, you put 4-6 hours show prep time. Man, that is just way too much. I got on like 5 minutes beforehand trying to figure out opening up the links to these movies. And I only did it just like to show like, oh hey, like let me start with smiley face killers. Whoops. How do I get back to, oh, there we go. Smiley face killers. So that's all I did. It was literally just a bunch of like, okay, here's Wikipedia pages. Some of them they just put the search in. So just to show like, this is what this looks like. Oh, there's stuff going on in YouTube now too. Let me see what's going on here in chat. Oh, Paul, you got Overmind. Nice. Judge Law, don't lie to JDA. He is not enjoying anything he's gotten from him. So I still have to, I promise, John, that I do want to work on your audiobook, but I'm starting the new job. I'm now a newspaper reporter again, for those of you who don't know. So I'm trying to figure out how to balance that streaming and then also wanting to do audiobook stuff. So we'll see. But I have to, after this, if you guys want to help me research, I need information on Representative Kathy Rapp and Representative Arlie James and who is it? Brad Rowe, Roae. I forget what he is, state senator or something. But it's like people who are already in the position of it, and especially when they're running unopposed, they don't care about like having their platform online anywhere. So they just don't even, I don't know where they stand, and I have to write some stuff to put in the paper about these nominees and those up for re-election though. But I'm like, I don't even know what you care about and stuff either, and I don't feel like having to go through like all the things that you voted on. Oh my gosh, he's just the worst cat. Corey does want my attention like all the time, especially when I'm doing other things. Ugh, he's on my hair. John, hurry up, Beverly, stop being lazy. I'm sorry, I'm not being lazy. Well, kind of. Sometimes I go out and hold a goose and let him sleep on my lap for a while, but it's too adorable that I can't not do that. Can you at people on the big R? Like in the chat? I don't think so. Can you guys? I feel like that was something that it was lacking before. Oh, I've got too many windows up now. I don't even know where it is. At Alex of, no, yeah, like nothing's popping up. I don't know if it like, Alex, can you tell me whether you see it? Does it like light up at all? But yeah, I guess like you have to type in the whole name. It doesn't like actually show it. I don't know. It's confusing. It did not. She says it did not. So yeah, I guess you can't, you can type in at and the name, but it doesn't like highlight them. So complain to Rumble about that, because that's something that would be useful. All right, where did the smiley face killers go? So I kept forgetting that I watched this movie at all. It was really boring. I honestly can't even remember what it was about. A film opens with the abduction murder of two unrelated. Oh yeah, okay. It was, they like are basing it off of people who like either died by apparent suicides or like disappeared or something. So I think the plot of it, the idea is that, oh, they're actually connected because there's some sort of like kind of conspiratorial thing where people are getting murdered. Oh yeah, I guess it's an actual theory. All right, let's go to it. Says the smiley face murder theory. Again, too many windows. Also known as smiley face murder, is a theory advanced by retired New York City detectives Kevin Gannon and Anthony Duarte, as well as Dr. Lee Gilbertson, a criminal justice professor and gang expert at the St. Cloud State University. It alleges that a number of young men found dead in bodies of water. Oh yeah, I guess it was specifically in water. Across several Midwestern American states from the late 1990s to the 2010s did not accidentally drown as concluded by law enforcement agencies, but were victims of a serial killer or killers. The term smiley face became connected to the alleged murders when it was made public that the police had discovered graffiti depicting a smiley face near locations where they think the killer dumped the bodies in at least a dozen of the cases. Gannon wrote a textbook case study on the subject titled Case Studies in Drowning Forensics. The response of the law enforcement investigators and other experts have been largely skeptical. So with that is like a cool concept. That's a neat idea, but it did not the movie was super boring. Like that's why I forget that I watched it. I don't even remember what it specifically happened in it because it just did not do a good job of making it interesting. So I don't think I have a ton more to say about that because again, I don't remember it. What are the other ones? The Town of the Dreaded Sundown. That was boring too. I think it did the same thing though of like it had the original movie in the 40s, whenever, like there was an original movie a long time ago. Or no, maybe it was a real event that happened. And then like the movie was based on it. And then this movie was talking about how like the first movie existed in this movie. And then, but it was also a real event. So then people were really upset about it. And then the serial killer came back or a new one came or something though too. And I'm trying to remember it now. Oh yeah. Or the one kid, spoiler alert, the one kid who was like murdered at the beginning, he and another person, like he was actually one of the killers. And so it was just this weird, but it was also like super boring and I barely remember it. Yeah, I think I was telling a friend before that like the serial killers, they're not my favorite genre of movies. That's why I like the supernatural one. But I think I like serial killer stuff when there's more like reason for the killer, like for when they have a purpose for it. And that's why I like Scream Queens. I really like that. Like, and it's also funny, but just, and I don't even remember these ones too, if there were motives behind the smiley face killers in Town of the Dreaded Sundown. I have no idea. What are we saying here in Rumble? Pretty sure Salty was just complaining about Rumble still not having chat mods even. Is there an emoji? Yes, there is. Salty. And what's going on here? You don't watch horror movies, really? Yeah, well, JD, you don't. There are a lot of things. I know that like when you make your post about stuff, you're not going to watch all the things that are too woke. I will watch stuff though, and then sometimes they're not as bad as I expect them to be. I actually, and I know Alex will disagree with me, but I actually enjoyed She-Hulk. I finished the last couple episodes though, and I thought the ending was it was fun. Like that's the kind of thing, I don't know, the meta-ness. It reminded me of the show Moonlighting. I always mix up the ending of that, but with Bruce, the Die Hard guy, Bruce Willis, and oh gosh, what's her name? It was like a dramedy, a detective show, but they did like a very like, oh, we went out, like we're doing a chase scene and then we're getting chased out into the studio, and so they just like really broke the fourth wall in an extreme way. Yeah, I will watch. You haven't really watched horror movies? Evil Dead. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen that, but like I will watch everything. I watch all of that. I've been continuing watching 28 Days Haunted. No, I finished it, and that was a terrible reality show of ghost hunters. And they brought in the drama. They even had like the one guy too. He's like, oh, he's starting to get possessed by the demon that's there. So then he's acting out, and there's just drama among each of the ghost hunting teams. They're like, I think that guy was just lying. It was so trashy, and it's on Netflix, and I hated it. I hated it so much, and I watched every episode. Not a fan of slasher flicks. Man, that's hard to say. Not a fan of slasher flicks. Not a fan of slasher flicks. Oh, I can be. That's why it just depends. I don't like the for no reason, I'm just a crazy person kind of thing, but I like them to like, I want revenge for something, and this is why I'm doing, or even if it seems kind of like, oh, why would you kill these people? Like, well, you're set on this thing. Like, I don't know, just the randomness I'm not as interested in. But we talked about that too, just as far as on a previous stream, as far as the like, oh, that's what makes it scary, is the randomness that it could happen to you. Like, all right. And then you brought up Iceman. So with the exception of Halloween, I agree. You like Halloween, Judge? No, that was they were bad. What are we talking about? Musicals? Oh, Evil Dead musical? I never saw that. Oh, are you disavowing me for liking She-Hulk? Oh, really? I thought you had finished it, Alex. Yeah, it's all right, to get into She-Hulk for a minute. Outside of the feminism thing, like that part, like there was a lot of stupid stuff in there, but it wasn't everything. Like it wasn't enough that I'm like, I have to shut this off because this is so stupid. I like the concept of, here are these super powered people living their like day-to-day lives, that it's not about like being heroes. It's like, how are their lives affected? And then like and they have courtroom issues, they have other things. They had that retreat where they're like trying to deal with like having the powers, or like not just being yourself and like taking off your costume and stuff. So I like that idea, and they didn't do the greatest job with it, but I really like the concept of like, hey, just because I'm a super powered person doesn't mean I have to be a hero. And like, and this world is filled with like super powered people in some way, and magic and stuff too. So it's just like, what's going on there? I like the Kevin scene in the last episode. Wait, I'm forgetting names. Which one was Kevin? I want to rumble refund. Sorry, Paul. Like I said, I like a lot of bad things. Or at least I like a lot of things that everyone else thinks are bad. And I'm used to that though too. Like the music, I've always liked pop punk music, and no one else ever likes it. Big Avril Lavigne fan, and they're out there. The fans are out there, but everyone who I ever know is not a fan of that. And I will not give you a refund, Paul. Real question: have you seen Man's Best Friend? I have not. Man's Best Friend. 1993 movie? Is this about a dog? And will it be about a dog who dies? Ali Sheedy, huh? I do see a giant dog here. A genetically engineered dog escapes from the science facility where it was created. A family takes it in, unaware of its deadly instincts, will soon emerge. Oh, okay. I feel like I've seen. Oh no, maybe I'm thinking of like, what are the other dog aggressor movies, like Cujo, Old Yeller. A scientist who created the dog tries to find it before it's too late. I have not seen that. We should definitely watch that at some point. JDA disavows Alex as well. How to get ahead in advertising. The Butcher Boy. I have to write down these things. I already still have on my list too at the top here. 1 Hour Photo. I have seen that one. Insomnia, The Lost Room, Police Squad, Naked Gun, as other movies that I need to watch. And then it's on the list of all my other lists of things I need to watch. Okay, what do we have here? How to get ahead in advertising. The Butcher Boy. And Man's Best Friend. So many suggestions. Nickelback. I never remember. Like, I think he's the guy with the deep voice, right? Is that never some about a wise man? I don't know like music specifically about them. I know a lot of people make jokes about Nickelback though. GDA. I remember GDA saying something when I brought up Avril before, and I remember him in chat saying that I have good taste. So yeah, I think you're like one of the only other people. Motown, who's in the community ish, and someone who I like reluctantly call a friend. He claims that he's a fan, but like all of the music that I keep saying, like here's this other new song, like he doesn't seem to be a fan of Avril Lavigne. No. He likes like the soft music stuff, where that's not as pop punky. It's more like folky, which is fine, just not the best stuff. Ever watch any Neil Breen movies? They are amazing. So I think someone brought up Neil Breen before. Neil Breen. Maybe it was you, Paul. I can't remember, but I do remember the name Neil Breen. Listen to the radio. This is how you remind me of yeah. Pulse. Is that another film? Is that from 1988? There are too many Pulse. Okay. And then instead, but we have Christmas coming up, which means I'm going to be rewatching all of the worst Christmas movies for all of December. Got a Christmas Prince, you got a Christmas Inheritance, I'm going to watch all the Santa Claus films. I'm going to watch what was it? The night one, the one with Vanessa Hudgens. There are a couple of Vanessa Hudgens. There's the baking one, there's the one with the night. Like there's the one that the girl gets sucked into her little miniature things of Ireland. I watch all of them. And so that's coming up in December. So I got to watch all these other good movies first. I like Nickelback. You know, convince me I'm wrong. I don't think you can convince anyone that you're wrong for a thing that you like. I guess it's just saying like whether they're good or not. But then that's just it's subjective too. So that's why like I don't care. I think the biggest thing, I don't like country music that's just like the super twangy stuff about like guitar, guitar and pickup truck, like that kind of thing. There are certain I like certain country, but like the folksy country, I love bluegrass. I love Jimmy Buffett and stuff like that though, but like there's just that certain part of country that I don't. And then rap music, that I used to say all rap, but it's more the ones that are gonna just be like without any real music. It's just the beats and just about bitches and hoes and stuff, where I think rap has a really good room for lyrics, whether it's just like fun or like really well versed. Yeah, that's what it seems like. It's popular to hate them, and I'm ambivalent. I never even remember what song. Like that was the only song that I barely remembered lyrics to. So yeah, I love bluegrass. I love the banjo. Wait, can you see? I can't even do it. There. Banjo. I think the brand is Norma on top, so I just named her Norma. I don't remember how to play it, but I used to try. Banjo. What else in there? Like, yeah, anything along those. I also like bagpipes. That's not bluegrass, but just also like other instruments that are like loud and can be annoying. Yeah, bluegrass is superior to country. Has anyone recommended The Descent yet? Only the first one though. The Descent. Hi, Darko D13. I don't recognize your username, but welcome. The Descent. I don't remember if that's one. There's so many movies that at least sound similar to other movies, or there's like multiple names of things. The Descent. Is that the one where they go into the cave? Is it a British one? Because I think I might have watched like the newer one or something. I don't even know. So is this one where they go cave diving and then there's like some sort of like parasites? I'm not sure if this is the right one. There are multiple. The Descents. Mansplain. You think ambivalent means you have strong feelings? I thought ambivalent meant that like I have sort of equal feelings. Let me double check. I love when it just says ambivalent means that you have a feeling of ambivalence. Coexistence of opposing attitudes or feelings such as love and hate toward a person, object, or uncertainty or indecisiveness as to which course to follow. Yeah, I'd say uncertain, where I'm just kind of like undecided about how I feel about something. Because ambi is like both. So I wouldn't say that it's coexisting of opposing attitudes or feelings. Yeah. So I don't think it has to be strong. It's just kind of like, oh, I can kind of see like liking it or disliking something, but I don't really know which side that I'm on, and I'm uncertain about it. So disagree, Paul. I am excited. I want to say too that I'm excited to talk to you like directly instead of just like seeing you in chat though. So tomorrow on Unsafe Space, 7 p.m. Eastern time, because I've just got I have to go to a Cricket wireless ribbon cutting ceremony tomorrow during the day, and have to like make sure I have all these election things written up too. So, ugh. If you don't care, that's apathetic. Yeah. I think that too. Where so I would say I'm apathetic toward it. Some of it I'd say that I'm ambivalent because like I can see both sides, where I'm just kind of like I'm using it in the undecided sense of things, though, where I don't have strong feelings, and that's about most things. I don't have strong feelings about anything at all. Ambivalent is used to describe plot endings that could go both ways. Yeah. So what's The Descent? Cave Expedition. Yeah. But I don't know. I think there are a couple of them. There was one that I watched that I read, this might be it. So which version are you talking about? Because I don't know. This is the 2005 British horror film. I'm not sure if this is the one I've watched. But I did remember reading that there was a different ending, extended ending. She pulls over to the side and breaks down in tears. Oh, yeah. So she vomits out the window and she sees a hallucination of bloody Juno sitting next to her and screams. But then in the extended one, she it seems like she escapes from the cave, only that it was like a hallucination, and then she actually is stuck in there. And I think the one that I watched was the one where she actually escapes, because I think it was too dark. I think that extended ending was that it was too sad to like, oh yeah, that's what it says on here. In the original release in the United Kingdom, an extended ending is presented, which was cut for the US release over concerns that it was too depressing. And reading, after hallucinating the image of Juno, Sarah awakens in the cave, her entire escape having been revealed to be part of the same hallucination. And it goes on. But I think that would have been way too sad. Oh wait, where's Rumble? Moonlighting with Bruce. Moonlighting with Bruce Wayne. Troll 2. Mutterfetcher. Yeah, I know of it. That's the where are they at? Like Norway, Iceland, or something? Is that the right one? No, maybe I'm thinking Troll Hunter. Trolls 2 is a different one. I think that's what Motown keeps wanting to watch, but I can't remember. I think Troll Hunter is some sort of Norwegian movie or something. There's an awful sequel. Yeah, so that's definitely the movie that I had seen, The Descent, of the 2005 one. Multivalent. You have all these professional and accomplished guests. Then you have me, some regular guy who started streaming a few months ago. All I do is make fun of stuttering John. No, I'm willing to, my thing was that like we're willing to talk to anyone, or at least I was like, hey, like anyone who wants to come on and hang out. Now, like if you're wanting to come on and make fun of news and stuff, that would like that's all I care about. So, and I don't know what your profession is, but if you have a job, then you're a professional in something, right? And I don't know who's accomplished. I mean, we had JDA on there, so. All right, what is this? 47 meters down, the Meg, the reef, old and open water. I want you to never enjoy the beach. Are these all movies that we should be watching? I love the beach. I haven't been in forever. Should I write these down, Alex? Are these things that I need to watch? 47 meters down, the Meg, the reef, old, open water. Troll 2 is one of those so bad it was good film. I've heard it. But since you like bad movies, you might like it. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say that like whether I like all the bad things that I watch, but I watch all the bad things. So The Descent is decent, is what you're saying, Paul. Okay, so I listed all these other movies. What are the ones that I actually had some notes on? Oh, back to the Curse of Bridge Hollow. They had the main family was black, and I didn't like that the dad kept kind of talking about white privilege a few times. Like it wasn't too much, but it was just kind of like, I don't know why you have to keep saying it. Like, yeah, you're moving into like a predominantly white area. So then, but he did say at the beginning, they're like, oh, we're moving here, and it's like great, it's safe, a good community, and it was just a smidge of white privilege, which I thought was fun. And then he kind of said was talking about whiteness a couple of times, and I was like, all right, settle down. When I watched Us, that is the Jordan Peele movie, I don't know if it was just an issue with Hulu. I think when I talked to Alex, she said that when she watched it was fine, but like the audio was really off in Us. And I didn't know if that was like an intentional thing, but it was just like it really messed with me to enjoy the film, which was already weird enough. So the ending of Us too, like that plot twist that they had with the girl, all kinds of spoiler alerts here, but the girl, and when she met herself in it and they had switched places and you don't know that until the end though, like that was really, expected. That was I figured that was what happened, like because after the whole situation happens, then she doesn't talk for a long time and her parents are worried about her, and then like, oh, all of the other the thems, whatever they called them, all the ones that lived underground that were attached, none of them spoke except for her. Like, why was she the only one who could speak and her voice was raspy? And because they didn't know how. So when they switched places as children, that girl didn't know how to talk, so she had to learn. So it was like really obvious. Yeah, very obvious. Okay, HBO Max. Yeah, I don't know what happened with Hulu. It was just terrible. The ending was obvious. He was a ghost the whole time. Except that we were living underground and why they were there. Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting that it had a science experiment though, but like, I don't know, like the connection thing was still weird. Wait, where is Rumble? Okay, nothing's going on over on Rumble. You guys have quieted down. And thank you again for the Rumble rants, the money rants over there too. I super appreciate that. What was I going to say next? Spree. That one, I can't remember. Maybe I briefly talked about that on a TMR episode, but I at least told Alex briefly outside off air. But that one had, what's his name? The Steve Harrington from Stranger Things, and it was, I wanted to like it. So it's about him, like he drives like an Uber thing, but it's called Spree, and so he's like, he wants to be a internet celebrity, so he's been trying to do things, and he does a really good job. Like, he's adorable in it, the Steve Harrington actor, because he's just like awkward and like, this is how like we're having a good time and we're trying to do stuff, and I'm like presenting things on this live stream or in this so he does a good like awkward, clingy, needy type of person. And then he realizes the way that he can probably get big is by murdering the people, his customers that he drives. So he just does that live streaming, but people like the only one or two people like who watch it don't believe him, and it just kind of like escalates. But the problem was that it got into like one of the first guys that he kills was like a blatant white supremacist. He had like the US flag and an eagle on his phone case, and then he was using words like libtard, genderqueer, snowflake, and it was they were just really obnoxious about it. And the one girl, she was Black and she was a comedian, and like she was getting more recognized for things, and so they kept talking about like, oh, like, yeah, she's like super cool and funny, and they even cut to some of her stand-up, and it was bad. It was not funny at all. Like, it was so terrible. But like, why was she? And I think she was someone who was on SNL, like the actress. But I was just like, if this is real, like this is what they were trying to say was supposed to be funny. And when she was in the car too, she was just like, oh, like the men in here that were like being annoyed because like they were like, again, all the people were terrible. So then she was like being annoyed by people being fans of hers and wanting to like talk to her, like, wow, like you're kind of a bitch. Like, why are you such a jerk? Like, and you're not finding any of this funny. Like, as a comedian, I don't know, like when you're just so annoyed by things, I like to like, oh, hey, here's this weird situation that I'm in. This is going to be a good story later. Like sometimes like, yeah, it kind of sucks now, but like, I don't know. I think it's weird because then she like complains about it later, but she's like complaining about stuff in a mean way. She was talking about the driver. So she just like makes fun of him. So and she's really punching down because she's like, I feel bad for this guy, because he's a loser and stuff too. So she's punching down. But like, but I guess it's okay because he's a white guy, and he's and to be fair, he is a murderer. But it was just like, this comedy isn't funny. Like, you're just being mean. So, and it was bothersome that they like made her made her like, oh, she gets super successful at the end. Like she goes through like and she survives and kills him and stuff like that. But like it was a really ultimately bad movie. But Steve Harrington's actor did a really great job in it. Triangle, that one I should bring up because I enjoyed that one. It has like a time loop thing going on in it, and that one I watched with Motown one night. Triangle film. Hang on. Let me see. So it's a 2009 psychological horror film, and yeah, this woman and her friends, they take a boat trip, and they get caught in a storm, and then this bigger ship picks them up, and then she gets stuck in this time loop. And so that one I actually won't spoil because I recommend watching it. I thought it was interesting. I am bothered by like some time travel, time loop things, like because then you always ultimately end up having like, well, why was this happening? Where did this go? And I was wondering if like the name of the first boat was called Triangle, but I was thinking like, oh, maybe you're supposed to be like sort of like a Bermuda Triangle thing, like that's why you're stuck in this weird situation. But then like at the end, you have like the whole whatever plot twists and stuff that they have, but it just kind of ultimately is like, why was this happening? Like how did this even begin though to get you stuck in this time loop when all this went down? Blair Witch, are you talking about Blair Witch? I haven't seen Blair Witch in a long time. I know it was streaming on something and I almost rewatched it, but I was trying to watch mostly things that I hadn't seen before. I know Blair Witch was not scary. It was fine. I guess it's one of those things too, where it's like maybe for its time it was interesting because that like one of the first found footage films. On a date, and I was belly laughing. She didn't like it. She didn't like the movie, or she didn't like you belly laughing. There's a video game of Blair Witch. Or Sin City. Oh, sorry. My date thought me hilarious. Well, it sounds like you had a different experience than Paul did. Oh, it is a Blair Witch video game. Okay, I didn't even know there was one. I want some horror games like that then. I need to play those. She didn't like me at the end. All right, let me skip through. Spree, what are the ones that I had notes on? Happy Death Day to You. Yeah, watch Happy Death Day, guys. But I was bothered in the sequel because they just like said like a certain character, they're like this the one serial killer, like he's dead. And Happy Death Day is also a time loop thing. Like she keeps reliving the same. It's kind of like a Groundhog Day, but instead she keeps getting murdered and having to like wake up, and so instead of trying to kill himself, she gets murdered and then wakes up and has to relive it and figure out things on her birthday. And that's why it's Happy Death Day. But they were saying like the one guy was dead, and I'm like, well, no, not by the last one he wasn't, so why are you saying he's dead now? And she like they're just like small continuity things, and I'm like watching it one after the other. I caught though because it was like she said she died 11 times in the sequel, but she actually died 16. She mentioned 16 times in the first one. They had a thing about like she went into a different reality, and then she had to choose between the reality where her mom's still alive and being with her boyfriend in the other one though. But I was like, I don't know why she couldn't end up being with her boyfriend in the other one, because his girlfriend there was cheating on him. I think she could have had the best of both worlds there. So I was kind of bothered a little bit by like some of that writing, but overall, because it was funny, like they're both funny movies, so I enjoyed it. Poultrygeist, we watched that for a bad movie night, which by the way, you guys joined the Discord. We were doing bad movie nights every Sunday in October for like a horror movie, and we weren't even always aiming for bad movies. We were just doing horror, but they all ended up being bad. And we're going to continue doing some sort of form of movie nights that just might change scheduling wise with the new job. But Poultrygeist, it was this weird comedy horror musical about chickens stuff on an Indian burial ground in a chicken restaurant. I liked how all the characters' names were like Wendy, Arby, Mickey, Paco Bell. So I don't know why they did that, but I just thought that was funny. And it was a lot more softcore porn than I expected it to be. A lot of like sex scenes stuff on there. And musicals, and it dragged on, and I think it could have been okay if they like cut out like at least 20 minutes of it. I think what happened was that the each scene went on for too long. I think timing was just really bad, so they could have done a better job with that. But Coley in the community, she had recommended it like as a joke, but I was like, no, like we said, like it sounds interesting, it sounds terrible. It reminded me of ThanksKilling. So like we have to watch this now. And as terrible as it was, I'm really glad that we did. Oh wait. Let me see on Rumble. I see a question about Curse of Bridge Hollow. Mr. Lot, is Curse of Bridge Hollow good or bad? It's a children's film. I don't think you'll like it. I'll say, I don't think it'll be worth it to you. I thought it was okay enough for a children's film, and weird with like some of the swearing and stuff. So, but for me, like I said, like I'm willing to waste my time watching something bad that I'm like, oh, because I'm multitasking and doing other things anyway. So I was willing to watch it, but I don't think you'd like it. And then this is a new Rumble a money rant, I think. Hang on, let me get this back up. Mr. Lot, how about we call paid Rumble chats vibrations? Ha ha ha, I cracked myself. Thank you for the vibrations. Thank you for the vibrations, Mr. Lot, too. Mr. Lot. Why did you have to do number 2? Was Mr. Lot already taken? Would it not let you do Mr. Lot? Was there another vibration? Lot, Mr. Lot? Because I see, yeah, I only see that one. I'm not sure if there's another. Okay, let me see. Anything else here? Alex, sister, Curse of Bridge Hollow, Erica from Stranger Things. Oh yeah. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, the main girl is Erica from Stranger Things. And it was kind of weird. I'm like, oh, she's looking older. Yeah, Erica is the black girl, the little sister of Lucas. Beverly's saying you're not smart enough to understand it. Of what? Curse of Bridge Hollow, Curse of Black Hollow, because they were black people. Alex, you've never streamed on Rumble. Yeah, I don't really know it super well either. I just like look over in the live chat, but I haven't played around with the website very well. Like, to be honest, it's, they're still working on stuff. Like, it's not YouTube. They don't have the bajillions of dollars and everything, and the years of experience of it. That was like Rumble's still trying to work on it. So I'm trying to like give it a chance, and I think it is growing though. But I do know that, I mean, like as far as viewership goes, but I think it has a lot of like technical problems still that hopefully they'll get worked out over time. Because again, it's hard because you have expectations. We're like, well, YouTube's already got all these things. Like, yeah, they've been here since 2005, and I made this account in 2006. YouTube.com/the sorceress princess. I'm just gonna own it. Paul, I'm glad Rumble likes you. I hope it will grow to like me too. No one ever likes me. All right, let's see. What other notes do I have? We had Happy Death Day, Poultrygeist. Yeah, that one was uncomfortable. It was kind of weird to watch with a group. We had a few of us watching. If Johnny Boy's still in chat, like he was one that was there too. But it was just kind of like we're all watching this sort of like soft core porn together. So like that was a little bit awkward. And then they were also singing, like some of it combined. They were singing a song while they were having sex. So that was interesting, but it was like awkward. And then Texas Chainsaw and No Exit. That one I think was the last one I watched in October, and that was no, that one wasn't really worth talking about. It was a girl. She like leaves a rehab place, and to try, her mom has a brain aneurysm and is in the hospital. She's trying to get there, but then she gets stuck and there's this bad snow weather, and she gets stuck at some sort of like lodge, and then but she finds that there's a girl that's been kidnapped in a van, and so she's like trying to figure out who here is the one who did it, and like and then it goes on from there. Like, so it was an okay concept, but overall it was kind of meh. Anything that super hot, that was the pizza one. That was really it's only like 60-70 minutes long. Took forever. That was very low budget. PHarm was kind of interesting. The Rental, that one had Dave Franco in it, and that was it had Dave Franco. Wait, no, sorry, it was directed by Dave Franco, and it had Alison Brie in it, and that was also not good. I was pretty disappointed by that. I think it was one of those too, like, spoiler alert, I think it was like the guy at the end, like, who was like killing them. It was just kind of like, why he's just doing it because he can, like, and he does it everywhere. Like, it was an Airbnb or something that they rented out, and he just kills the people because he's able to do it, and he's just crazy, and like he doesn't get caught. And I was like, I just don't care enough. Like, I want there to be a good motive behind my murders. Trick was a movie that, again, all these movies are so many serial killer things. That I thought that was an interesting one. I don't remember where I watched it. I think it was on Hulu. And they Trick had a guy, he kind of became the boogeyman. Like, he was a high school student on a Halloween party, and he kind of just like flipped out and killed like 5 people until he got stopped. And then and he got stabbed, and they thought he died or something, or got at least hurt. And then but he kept coming back. I think they thought he died. And then like every year he would come back and kill. Like, he was wearing the mask and stuff, and then he would come back and kill. And so they're trying to figure out, like, it can't be him, but they're like trying to start like a new boogeyman around. And so spoiler alert on there, it was obvious though too. I liked the idea, but it was just kind of like, yeah, I expected it. In the end, it was like multiple people that they were kind of like be like in a cult sort of thing. Like, they're trying to spread it out, like get this idea going that like he is the new boogeyman, like Trick is the. So it's just like finding out like who are the people that were part of it, that were in this movie the whole time. So I expected it, but I liked that they did it because it was different than like other movies that I had seen. Oh my gosh, I just was scrolling. There's so many more chats I've been ignoring. I'm sorry, but I saw Orgasmo somewhere. Alex, yes. Orgasmo. Have I seen Orgasmo? I think so. I have vague memories of it. And that one is Trey Parker and Matt Stone, right? I'm pretty sure I've seen it. VelociPastor. VelociPastor. Mr. Lot was already taken. Okay. It's too bad. For bad movies, anything by Neil Breen is worthwhile. Yeah, that's what Paul was saying too. I need to keep being reminded of Neil Breen. We'll have to look him up later. Oh, it's a trauma film. Yes. Which one are we talking about now? But there was one that was trauma. We just watched. Oh, what was it? Poultrygeist? Is that the one? Chef's Kiss. Orgasmo. Yeah, okay. We'll need to watch Orgasmo. I think the next movie night, it might not be a bad one. I think we're going to watch movie 43. I bet Motown, he's the one who suggested it and keeps wanting it to be watched. And he probably won't. Let's do it on a Friday night when he can't watch it. But he was not going to show up anyway. But yeah, I think I have that one because my movie guy, he already got that movie for me. All right. Let's see. We have other. It's hard to scroll back and forth. I'm ambivalent about you, Beverly. Thanks, Paul. What are the both things? What are the of just like liking and hating? Trying to drop Twitch, but everyone watches me there. Oh, you have Twitch? I made an account there too. I could add it on here to stream, I guess. Because I do want to. I think I want to do games at some point, but I'm gonna have this computer that should be able to handle it now. But I don't know. but like, yeah, Elle got banned on Twitch. So that's why I'm like, I don't want to do, I would be doing specific, like Rumble would be news. I think everything, Rumble's going to have everything, but I'll do like Rumble only news stuff. YouTube, I'm okay with doing like, here's pop culture things. Cause that way I'm not getting like too heavy into anything like, problematic. Twitch, I would just do video games and not do anything problematic on there either. But because I just don't trust them. But like then I think Rumble would have everything though. It's just like you can go to Rumble and get it all in one. Feartown USA and the Slashing. If you're into budget funny horror, absolutely I am. Feartown USA, that sounds familiar. Okay, let me add it to my list of movies. Feartown USA. What was it? And the Slashing. I'll have people targeting her. You should see what I am. Yeah, I bet she does. Judge Elle is on Rumble though, right? She continues. I don't watch any streams of anything. But she is on. She's back Saturday. Oh, was she gone for a while? But yeah, that's why like when no one cares about you, like I go under the radar. I can say whatever I want. No one knows me. That's what for JDA, who was in chat earlier. Like everyone hates him. Like he's always got people trying to cancel him and stuff. And I kept waiting. I always say to him, like, when I join on the streams, though, I'm like, I wonder if anyone will ever hate me enough to like go after me somewhere. Like, I don't know if they will. But like, I'm not enough on like social media to do anything. So it's just, I usually just hang out with geese. All right, let's see. I think I'm caught up on chat. Dreamcatcher. That one, oh my God, that was on a Hulu. That one was terrible. The show summary of Dreamcatcher said like the film centers around two estranged sisters, and it like goes on to talk about like two estranged sisters have to blah 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 blah, but the one sister dies like 30 minutes into the movie, and I was like, hold up, I thought they were gonna like bond and rebuild their relationship, having to fight against whatever big bad there is, and it was just like, nope, she dies. And then there was a twist at the end, though, of course, of like who was like doing the killing and all that, and you can guess what the twist is. Did she really die? But it was just that I didn't understand why, because it was like, oh, it's about her post-mortem. So I just thought that was pretty ridiculous. Lights Out on Hulu, I think too. That one I actually do recommend. It's not, it's not the most appealing. Like it's something that's kind of been like everything has been done before, but I thought it was done well enough. It's about like a ghost movie at the house, and like the mom is kind of like stuck with this ghost, and I just thought it was interestingly done, and it made me wonder at the end though when the cops got involved after a couple cops got killed, where it was like, how is this family going to explain what happened to them though? Like, how do you explain that a ghost did it? Grimcutty, Hereditary, VelociPastor. We talked about those on TMR before. You can go down Safe Space and watch those episodes. Don't feel like getting into all those. Tucker and Dale, super great. If you haven't watched Tucker and Dale versus Evil, I recommend that. Halloween Kills, no, it was bad. Halloween Ends, that was even worse. Death of Me, that one was kind of weird. I think that was on Netflix. That one, no, I don't recommend that either. But it did have the other brother of the Liam and Chris Hemsworth. And there was I didn't even know there was a third one. I think he's the oldest one. And it made me think, and this is something I think about at different like for different people, how the youngest or younger siblings in especially in like actors are usually the better looking. Like the older ones are usually the lesser good looking ones. Even like Emily Deschanel and Zoe Deschanel. Like Emily's pretty, but like Zoe I think is prettier. So then you have the Hemsworth brothers, and the oldest one, I was just like, yeah, like, okay, like I see you have some of the similar features, but you're not as attractive as the others. So I don't know if there's a theory out there that actually does that. I think I tried looking it up and I could not find it. Abandoned. I don't remember what Abandoned was, so it must not have been that good, since I can't even remember what that one was about. Abandoned. Bandit. Oh, no, that was a new one. That one has Emma Roberts in it, which I was really I was looking forward to. I love Emma Roberts, but it was not that great. It did a thing with like psychological like PTSD. It was weird to see her as a mom, but she did a thing with like PTSD of like, oh, is this ghost? Is it haunt? And it didn't make sense at the end too, like what happened with like that haunting children and stuff too. Like that thing was just kind of all over the place. It was very disappointing. Fright Night, I watched that for the first time with David Tennant in it. That was fun enough. Oh man, no exit. Yeah, okay. Are these Countdown? Countdown. I think that one was okay. Let me remember. Countdown film. Film. Oh, yeah. Okay. Watching 40 different movies, it's hard to keep track of everything. Countdown had the people at a party. There's an app called Countdown, and it says like if you find out how much longer you have to live. And it kind of reminded me of a couple different anime. One's called King's Game. I can't remember the other one, but where it's just like like a phone, a cursed phone thing, like kills people. So that was similar in that respect, where it's like, oh, it tells you that you're going to die here, and then when you avoid doing something that you think might be dangerous because like it says I'm going to die in a minute, and so you don't do that thing, then it's like you broke your terms of service stuff. So then because you like fought fate, and so then you get killed by the supernatural entity instead. And I thought it was an interesting movie. I thought it was, I mean, again, it's hard to be like anything that's like super fantastic, just because I've seen it all. But I thought it was pretty well done. I just couldn't remember specifically that name. What are we talking about on Rumble? Rumble honestly could use more gaming content. Alex says, yeah, Alex, you're not paying for Rumble. I was really uncertain about it. Like I wasn't going to do it until I could just get StreamYard for free. So then like $10, I was like, okay, it's worth it if I'm going to be doing everything on Rumble though. So like whatever I'm going to do, it'll all be on there. So for me, I was like, okay. And thanks to the generosity of you guys though, I've already, paid for a couple of months' worth of it too. So if I can figure out how to get money from Rumble, I'd have to look into that. I don't think I've like hooked up any bank accounts, so we'll see. Yeah, so Alex, I was waiting to see. I wanted Rumble to finish linking my old content, but I think that said like it could take weeks for that. And I'm like, well, and I don't know, the longer, like the older the videos, the harder it is or something. I'm not sure. And again, been up there for like, how long ago was 2007? 15 years. What about some classics like The Exorcist, The Omen, and The Shining? Yeah, oh, Paul, oh my gosh. Thank you so much for the vibrations. It make me giggle every time. Says, tell us how to get money off Rumble. Thanks. All right, I will look into it. Do you want me to do it right now? All right, so The Omen, The Exorcist, and what was the other one? The Shining. I have to remember, like it's been so long since I've seen them. Like I need to rewatch a lot of those. That's what I was trying to go through movies that I haven't seen in a long time. The Exorcist, those old films, especially like in the 70s, it's hard for me to be as appreciative because it's one of those things where it's like this was great for the time and we hadn't seen something like that. But because I've seen so many things after, like first for me, but that came after, like I think that a lot of times like production value and stuff just ends up being better, where I'm like, this isn't scary back then. Like when you watch a Alfred Hitchcock film where it's just like, yeah, people might have been scared then because they hadn't seen it, but like now it's kind of like I appreciate it for what it is, but I'm not scared watching it because like those effects don't, like they're like low budget stuff compared to now. A year? Oh yeah. For did it say that it was taking you a year to get all your Rumble stuff out? Like I don't know. Mine just was very vague. It didn't tell me specifically. I think it's $50 minimum. Oh, Okay, that makes sense to me that, like, it probably costs them money to transfer out, so then maybe they need to have a certain like, a minimum to it, so you have to get there for it, but, I'm gonna be pretty close now thanks to you guys. Paul again thinks this also get owned, Puma Fist. I love it because it's not like he's ever gonna come here, but it's just so funny just to know that we both know that this is because of him. I think my sync will finish in a couple months. I guess I can see the end of the link. Okay, mine, yeah. Is it on Rumble? I think Rumble has the list of saying like these are all pending, which is at least nice because like I have Utreon trying to do it too, and it's slowly going. I'm also on Utreon, like compared to Subscribestar. I also have Utreon. I think that one's also utreon.com/TheDimSide. So they do subscriptions. So I'll post that in there. I'd like to support them, but I just haven't. Oh, I probably shouldn't have posted that link yet because I don't even know if that was the right one. Nope, that was the wrong one. I think I have to have a like a C or U or something in there. Yep. Okay, there needs to be a C. My bad. What is the Puma Fist reference, Mr. Lot? Yeah, he's a streamer, a YouTube streamer for that John Delarose has some drama with, and he said like JDA likes to watch other streams and then make sure because they always kind of like attack each other. There's a lot of drama over there though, so it's just to, but Puma Fist was on JDA's stream today, and a lot of people were sending super chats, and it kept working him up. He was saying he wasn't mad, but he just kind of like sounded like more worked up, and because he was upset that people were like wasting the money super chatting JDA just to like make him get angry, and I like that this just like resizes it. Oh, okay. And I was trying to tell him that I'm like, if they're not doing, there's not a waste though. Like they know that they're supporting JDA, like the money that they're sending in, like they want to support him, and it's a benefit that it's annoying someone else there. And it was just so like, and JDA got so many super chats today. That was crazy how it just kept going because they kept kind of like trolling him and supporting someone, and he just couldn't seem to get the concept that it's like it's all right to the money isn't going to waste. They like JDA. So Paul is referencing that. Salty angry guy. Paul says, I'll be your Puma Fist. I will be the bad guy, 30% cut. You're going to be my Puma Fist. Thank you. That sounded bad. I just meant I will be the heel. Forgive me, Josh Denny. Josh Denny? Is that because he's a ginger? Is that reference? Actually, my BF was in chat earlier, so if you can figure out which username he was. Original Fright Night was better. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I have not seen the original Fright Night. The one that was up there was just the David Tennant, and I love David Tennant. 10th Doctor is the best Doctor, so fight me. The Shining, a classic. Also, Doctor Sleep is a modern day sequel. The Shining, I've seen. It's hard for me to keep track of. What's his name? Steven Weber. Was he in the miniseries one? I think I've seen like the original movie and the miniseries, but again, it's been like over a decade since I've seen those. But so like The Exorcist, I think I liked it all okay. It was the pacing in the 70s is pretty slow for me though, so that's why it was more difficult for me to like enjoy some of them. I mean, if you post someone probably hates you. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I'm going back further because I have not been keeping up with chat. The Stephen King Dreamcatcher. No, sorry, Alex. No, it was that was on there. This was I haven't seen that one, but this one was a much worse thing that I figure Stephen King's will be. So, Tucker and Dale versus Evil and Cabin in the Woods are great back to back. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen Cabin in the Woods in forever, but I have seen it multiple times. Like I love that movie. It is, I think it did a great job of of even doing the horror part. Like, even though I knew that they were doing the tropes and things, like, it was funny, but there were parts that I'm legitimately scared about too, though, just because, like, even with those tropes, like, I thought it did a really good job of horror and comedy. And that was Joss Whedon, right? And that one had one of the better looking Hemsworth brothers. Pacing in The Exorcist is deliberately slow in the beginning, psychological anguish. Yeah, but I mean, again, it's been a long time, and I think it probably was just still continuing to be too slow for me even after the deliberate part, though. But but maybe I'd appreciate it more now too. It's hard for me to say. I feel like my attention span has gotten worse though as I've gotten older. So we'll see. Andrew Goddard. Oh, right. Yeah, he's great. It's like I pacing and most things need to be pretty on top of it for me. That's why I'm surprised that It Follows is a movie that I like, because like it is very slow, but I think it's so well done that I'm okay with the slow pacing. Cabin in the Woods is like 5 genres and nails it. Yes, I agree. Mr. Lot, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's show. Yeah, because Paul's gonna be there. What are we talking about? It's me, Josh. I'm Josh Denny. Oh, I didn't know you were Josh Denny, Paul. Okay, you're my boyfriend. Oh, Alex, she says, the more I interact with you, Paul, the more I feel like I'm missing out by not doing OL tomorrow with you as a guest. Yes, I agree. You should, yeah, you should just, how you're doing in 1 week. So just do Friday, but then skip a different stream instead, especially because too, I don't know whether our announcements and stuff are going to be. This is going to be the penultimate episode of Occasional Levity, I believe, and then the following week on with Elle will be the last one, I believe. We'll like officially talk about, but like there are changes going on Safe Space, so which I think is going to be, the best in the long run. But Alex, Juliet, and I think we would like to continue. I don't know. I think Alex didn't super clarify whether she's interested still, but like Juliet and I are interested in continuing on. So we might just do more like new stuff, maybe over on this Rumble channel now too. So, but yeah, I don't want to get into too much specifics because I don't know like what has all been announced yet or not either. So, Tennant is the only doctor. Yeah, I agree, Mutterfetcher. So you'll be a combo. Yeah. Book club someday. Oh, sorry, Elsie. Just stepped on my cat. It's called a break, but I do love streaming. I feel less stressed from all the streaming I did in October. Oh my gosh, yeah, you did so much. I'm tired from all the movies I watched in October. Yeah. But speaking of which, I think I went over all of the things that I care to like really go more in depth about. We talked about Dahmer and stuff too with Alex in previous streams. Scream Queens, love that one. Watch that. Dahmer was difficult. I don't know whether or not I recommend it because it was challenging to get through just because of it being based on real people. So then they had the victims and stuff in it, and just like I've said, like when I have trouble watching people get hurt, like injured, tortured, killed, and stuff like that. I like feel that I imagine the pain, and it hurts me. And then on top of them being like real people, it was just like I had to keep pausing and coming back to the show later and stuff though. So as much of a robot as I am, I think I build up the robot walls because I'm such a super sensitive person deep down. Rumble limited your super rant ability, Paul? Really? You can only donate so much money? What? That's crazy. Well, again, I am on Subscribestar, so you can do. I haven't actually looked at it too, if anyone has done anything on it. But you can donate on here. Let me grab it again. Subscribestar, where you can do monthly donations or one-time donations that I call Star Chats. I think. I don't know if you have to have like a certain number of things before you're allowed to do that. I have not looked into it super closely. Where did I go? Subscribers. Yeah, actually, I honestly, I know through in Safe Space you're allowed to do like one-time things. I don't know if you're like too low that you can't do one-time stuff. I have no idea. Paul has a really thick Alabama accent. Do you? Uh-huh. Or you're from New Jersey. Ugh. Either way, that's a shame. You're either from New Jersey or you have a thick Alabama accent. Actually, I like Alabama. Maybe your new channel could have L for some occasional conspiracy fireside chats. Absolutely. I mean, on Rumble. Not going to do stuff on YouTube. Like I'm trying to be pretty okay on this YouTube channel, but on Rumble, let's get down and dirty. And I love the conspiracy stuff too. So I definitely want to talk to her about that. And we'll figure out, I don't know. Yeah, we'll be rebranding and calling what we're going to call stuff though. And when they're going to be, I have no idea. Because like right now, late nights are best for me during the week. And then I can do weekends. But like, it just depends on what news is happening in town. So I did get, like I had to do like this like intro article about myself the other day. And I did get an email to just like say that she enjoyed the article and just to say hi, like welcome me back to town though. So that was really nice. It was weird to be like, oh, it's kind of like fan mail when I'm like not even on screen or anything. It's just like, here, I'm a reporter. Here I am. Mr. Lott, thank you for the vibration, and says, I have nothing interesting to say. Yeah, that was pretty uninteresting. Paul, you'll be my co-host for like news stuff. Yeah, I mean, I what did we talk about before? Oh, I think Juliet and I had talked about just having like inviting everyone on to do something where, and then we're going to call it a rumble because we're going to just have everyone's going to be on together, and we can, I don't know how many people, like StreamYard I think allows us to have 10 people, so we can just do a rumble. That's what we're going to call it, rumble, and whoever wants to show up can show up, and we can talk news and stuff. So on here, Alex will be joining me Thursday nights generally. Tonight she just wasn't, so she'll be here. But doing solo stuff too has been kind of fun. I like being able to just talk to you guys, and have you guys give me ideas to talk about. Return of the Living Dead is a great horror comedy. I finally watched Night of the Living Dead for the first time. I don't think I included that on my movie list. But I'm pretty sure I watched that in October. So I think I had like 41 movies actually, because I definitely watched Night of the Living Dead. And that was the first time. Solo shows are hard when you're producing 10 people. Is rough. I did it once. Yeah, I mean, I'm not great at speaking up. That's why I really like one-on-one conversations. And it's occasional levity has been a good challenge though, to try and like, okay, like keep talking, like, and it helps though, like with dungeon mastering for D&D, where I'm like, I have to be the leader too. So like you're having to like corral people, like, okay, giving them, and I think that it's been a good experience though too for occasional levity, where it's just like, oh, you were trying to say something, like what were you saying, and trying to just make sure like everyone it gets the say in what they were trying to do, because sometimes like when we're talking over each other it can be hard. And I try to be really careful about that in D&D, and especially because we only play online now, and we're like, oh, I heard one person was like trying to speak up and couldn't, so then like once we finish that part, like, what were you saying, so and so. Alex says, I don't use StreamYard, everything's through OBS and voice connection through Discord. Through Discord, really? Oh yeah, well that's what I was saying earlier though, is that I just don't trust, like, all those things are reliant on good internet though. Like I like StreamYard because it's web-based, so I can accidentally exit out of StreamYard, and I have, but the stream is still going. And or when my cat pushes the power button and puts my computer to sleep, then like it'll still keep going. So I like that the safety net for live streaming. Radio etiquette is key in real life because of delay, and some people don't have video. Radio etiquette. Oh, is that like trying to not speak over, or just trying to make sure everyone gets a chance to speak? Yeah, I agree. So, and that's I always hate like interrupting, but then sometimes too, it's hard when I'm like, oh, I'm getting excited. Like you, I know even with Alex too, like she's be saying something, and I'm like, oh yeah, my friends and I will do that sometimes, where it's just kind of like, yeah, like we're really invested in the conversation, and I want to add something, so then it's just kind of hard to like, oh, like, and just be like, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But you just get like too excited. And then but sometimes though, especially with like group conversations, like you have to kind of like, all right, now I need to say like I need to speak up and kind of talk over to get a word in. If not everyone is as good at like give and take, which they teach in improv, then so sometimes like you have to try to do a little more taking when others aren't doing as much giving. So it can be a balance, and that's what I like to have, and it's hard for me too, though, where I'm like, I don't soft spoken, so then it can be difficult to like, all right, well, but I try to make it seem like I'm not. And you have to cut people off when they're boring, Paul. I don't think I try to do that. I think I let people. And I don't think I've talked to. Maybe I'm just interested in most people. I I try to listen actively most, and I'm human and I fail at that. Sometimes I just get distracted, or sometimes someone is like boring and it's hard to pay attention. But I lived a lot of my life feeling like no one was listening to me. So I always tried to make sure that other people didn't feel that way when they talk to me. So that's something that I think that's how I've had like long conversations with like nurses that come here, and Carlos from AT&T on the phone. Paul, I think so too. I think that's right. I am into improv. Yes, I did it in Chicago, the Second City, IO, Annoyance. I did it for years. I did some, and a little bit of sketch too, but I was mostly doing improv out there. I like sketch. I just improv focused out there mostly. But yeah, like improv, it's a big thing with give and take, especially in scenes. And that was like, I was not strong in multiple person scenes because most of them weren't good at give and take. So they called like there's a term that they use for it, and people would call me a sniper because you don't say a lot in that scene, but when you do, you have like zingers. So then because I'm like, I'm not going to get to talk a lot, so when I do say something, it has to be funny. So that's and I enjoyed that though too. It's like, oh, I'm doing whatever, and then once I actually speak up, then at least it'll be a laugh line. But yeah, they teach you the give and take, and not everyone's always great at that. And I'll say that Carter has not been. If Juliet were here, she would agree, because I think, narrative dissonance has been more challenging. We were talking about how like Juliet, she's way more chatty on Fridays than she is on Mondays. She's gotten better on Mondays though, but we're like, yeah, I think it's just Carter, and he agrees. Paul, it's weird. I feel like on like on JDA streams, because like, oh, it's not mine. I don't have to take the lead. So then I can just kind of like be more deadpan and not, but then I feel like, oh, if I'm the one leading the show, I should have more energy. I should feel like I'll seem more into something then. Then like because I'm low energy naturally, but then like I need to like kind of put in that effort to show that I'm interested in what I'm saying, because sometimes I might be interested and just not sound like it. What are we saying here on YouTube? I was paying a lot of attention on Rumble. Dawn of the Dead is a classic. Being a proud Louisiana man, I am ashamed to admit this, but I sure love Taco Bell. I love Taco. Oh my gosh, my town is getting a Taco Bell again. Big news. I was talking to the city manager, and he brought it up too, and I was just like, I'm so excited for this Taco Bell. We had it when I was younger. I was really sad when it closed down. Then the KFC closed down. And yeah, we're gonna get a new Taco Bell, taking over the Perkins that shut down some years ago. I will be all over that. Alex, tell me to shut up. No, like I'm not trying to, I feel bad because I'm like, I just get excited to, like, you're not like talking too long for anything. It's just me like wanting like, oh, she's saying such interesting things. Like I want, like I'm just word vomiting out because I'm like, yeah, I want to add to this though, because like, yeah, she's making such good points. Pierce Brosnan, hello. Welcome. I don't recognize you. Beverly, come live with me. 10K a day, big baller status. Wow. Huh. Where do you live? I'm listening. I don't know. Oh, she's curled up. And now she's... Wait, how do I do this? Yeah, she's on the piano bench now. What was she doing? Was she just like roaming around back there? I kept hearing her. Did you ever see your cat looking through into the next plane? Cats are magical beasts. The Egyptians knew this. I don't know who you are, Pierce, but I'm digging it. The mystery of sticky keys may just have been solved. Yeah, that's true. I have to be interested in something to use high energy. Yeah, or you have to act and you have to, I mean, that's going on stage for like improv shows. A lot of time, like I'd be, or even just like during classes and stuff too, like I would off to the side and like I'm straight faced. And then like once you step out there though, you're like, you have to bring it on. Like you put on your stage presence. Oh my gosh, 10 soft tacos. I am so proud of you, Judge. I have never liked you more than I do right now. I don't really like crunchy tacos, so I love soft tacos. I do like the Doritos Locos taco, the ranch one, the cool ranch, but I love cheesy gordita crunch. I love cheesy gordita crunches and cinnamon twists. So I always get like, I think I do like 2 soft tacos, cheesy gordita crunch, and cinnamon twists, and Baja Blast. That's my usual at Taco Bell. I was way more sedate when I first got into video. Now I'm not afraid to yell. Yeah, no, I think it's good to have rants. I need something again, like because I'm so like robot though. Like I don't have things that really get me ranty that much, but there are certain things where I'm like, this movie or whatever was so bad, and like, or I'm so bothered by this thing. So like it can happen, but not always. Oh, she was walking on the piano. Yeah, Corey likes to do that. Like this is at least a keyboard that I can turn on and off. Corey, if I don't have the cover closed on the piano in the living room, Corey will walk on it and he's just like steps all over playing it. Pierce says, Switzerland, my family were refugees from the Third Reich, not affiliated anymore. Wow. Switzerland. You got a lot of cheese there? Wow, refugees though. I'm really stuck on Swiss cheese right now though, so I'm descended from the Atlantean settlers who escaped the fall of Atlantis. Oh. The fall of Atlantis. I have to hype myself. Yeah. You really? Oh, do you have a focus on it? I don't, because I think it's just like, all right. I've had that when TMR was just one-on-one interviews. I think even St. Thomas had mentioned it too, because like, oh, we're talking behind it, and then when I do like the intro, I'm like, here's my performative self though, and so he wasn't expecting that, because then it just like kind of like click on and off. After all these years, Taco Bell's hot sauce stuff brings me joy. I don't use any sauce. I'm really just like what their processed meat mixture is on its own it's enough for me. Pierce Brosnan, I'm not sure what to believe with your chats here, but are you Aquaman? Monetize the channel so I can gift Pierce Brosnan a membership. I'm trying. I don't even know how many. I need like 929 more subs, I think, and probably like 3,900 ish more hours watched. So at least now I have a long form stream here, so that way I could just like replay through it constantly. The best James Bond is Ryan Reynolds. Was he a James Bond? I need to watch more Ryan Reynolds because I love him. And Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell are going to be in a Christmas movie together. I don't care how terrible the writing or whatever might be from it. I am going to love that movie because I love both of them. So I'm very excited. I can't remember what it's called though. Something about Christmas. Alrighty. Well, I am exhausted and I have to stay up all night to continue writing these articles for tomorrow. And I was really struggling and procrastinating on all throughout today. So I've got to like knuckle down. I've read both things. I think British uses buckle and US uses knuckle down. I like buckle down more. I need to knuckle down and write this. So I'm continuing to procrastinate by not ending the stream. So thank you for watching. Again, I really appreciate the help. Let me post the Discord again. If anyone who hasn't joined, come join. It's light right now. I'm trying to build this all up. But we will do movie nights. I want to do like game nights eventually to play some Earth Defense Force 5. Let's see. I haven't been playing any games for a while though. So there's the Discord, then the subscribe star. What else? We've got Rumble. Should I do the Rumble website again? Rumble. Can I just do the dim side? Yeah. So those on Rumble already see it, but we haven't. So Rumble is going to have like the new stuff once we do that. YouTube will just have the fun stuff. I'll be doing again. I'll post all the videos. I want to start doing other like pre-recorded. I have a short video that I need to edit that has the geese and chickens and ducks and stuff too, though. But I recorded like a month or two ago and just never edited. So I'm gonna do that. But yeah, so follow me. But Discord, I'll post all the links. Like wherever I'm streaming on anything, I'll post it in the Discord. So then you can find any video release links there. So at the very least, join Discord for that. But I'd also like to be able to talk to you guys and hang out. We'll do like movie nights, game nights, and other things too. It's going to be a slow build as I'm trying to get my life together with being a newspaper reporter now, and trying to figure out streams. Tits, link OnlyFans. Oh, I don't have. I mean, it's just tits because I don't have any of the other parts into it. It's just the nibble. The OnlyFans. I don't have one. Twitch and Rumble. I think that Twitch. I'm the dim side on everything except for YouTube. Everything else I'm the dim side on except YouTube. So like on all social media, Twitter, Gab. I think I don't even use the other, like True Social and Getter, but I have them. Like I'm the dim side, Twitch, the dim side. So I am that on everything else except YouTube, which I am again, youtube.com/the sorceress princess. And that's sorceress with 2 S's at the end. So Alex has finished her 1 beer. Yeah, that's true, Wallace. She does shun my professions of unrequited love. Well, I guess it wouldn't be unrequited if she didn't shun them, though. So constantly talk about how much I love Alex, and she constantly rejects me. Just the Nibble is my new band's name, says Mutterfetcher. In D&D, we have a lot of band name ideas. Let me see if I can find that list real quick, because they're just like whatever lines that come up. On Monday night's stream, we did a Halloween special, and at one point, the one guy, because he was a ghost and possessing this giant lake monster. Not to explain, but he was just like, it's like friendship from the inside. Because his whole thing is about befriending like all the animals and everything. And so he just was possessing this giant lake monster that it was supposed to be like Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster, but we were at Lake Pontchartrain, so I called it Paunchy. It was Paunchy, the lake monster. It's gotten pretty silly. Let me see. We've got ska bands. Where are the list of the other bands? They're here somewhere. I know that the old Korean Reach Around is one of them. Can I search it? Korean. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So for band names, we've got New Goose and the Duck That Can't Walk. The Old Korean Reach Around. We Used Buckets. Infinite Balls. My God's Dead. Annual Shingles. Unintentional Goose. Sexy Grandma. Bits of Grandma. So those are the band names that we have so far that have come up. Alex, our judge says that Alex would go gay for Beverly. Sounds like Steve Irwin. He loved animals as well. Sorry. Oh, too soon. I just got it. Yeah, too soon. Yeah, no, like the character he's befriends them all, and then I let him. He pretty much does a Pokemon thing where he catches them all, and then and I even got him to like a Pokemon lab thing, so you can just send them all there, so he doesn't have to like worry about carrying them everywhere. So it's a pretty ridiculous bit of grandma. The STDs. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I gotta spend the next few hours working on this. So thank you guys so much for watching. Next week, we'll see about maybe I think 9 p.m. is probably the Eastern is probably the best for me though. So hopefully that works for Alex. So she will be back. I'll see about doing like some other streams too, because like I said, new stuff or just other things. So we'll see how they go. But it'll be like late night streaming, nighttime streaming. And Paul is going to be streaming on all platforms in 5 minutes. Good night, Judge. What are your thoughts on I don't even know how to pronounce it. Diogenes and the ancient Greek public masturbator that told Alexander the Great to get out of his way. Respect, I guess. Respect it. I don't know how, but they found me. I'll have to look that up. Well, go follow Paul. And I think I still have the link, because Paul Echo. So go follow him on his stream, and then he'll be here, or he'll be on Unsafe Space rather. Tomorrow we'll be streaming with him. So check us out at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And thank you guys for watching. I don't actually have an outro yet, so I was planning on just playing the intro a second time because it doesn't like make any difference for it. So thank you guys again. I love you all, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow on Safe Space. And then if not that, then hopefully we'll see you next week at Thursday again, probably at 9 p.m. Eastern, and hope to see you guys in the Discord. So have a good night, and have a good weekend. Goodbye. I forgot I need to do like a post-credit scene, and I don't have anything planned. So now you're just going to see me in a top hat. I am in a top hat for the post-credit scene. Dun, 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 dun.